AEW Redemption just ended after almost 5 hours. I thought the purpose of going earlier is that he's going to get out of here earlier, but it doesn't seem like it really mattered, which is odd. I'm so conflicted on this pay-per-view because on one end, like, I feel like I'm judging AEW versus AEW, and because the matches were good, but I didn't feel anything for most of them. And that's a problem. I feel like this card could have been way better if he would have juggled some things around. But let me first get the positivity out the way. Willow Nightingale is your new AEW Women's Champion after 5 years, bro. 5 years. Finally got the job done. Beat Tekla. And let me just say Tekla. My God. I think I speak for a lot of us when I say we did not believe in you. We did not think you was going to be able to captivate us and be as interesting. I'm not saying you're as good, but as interesting as a Tony Storm, even a Mercedes. Like, you had a hard road to climb. And you found a way, at least I speak for me, you found a way to keep us entertained. You were having great matches. You were doing the damn thing. You were different. You were unique. You had your own style. Like, bro, just the way she worked the match here. Like, it's just like, God, I almost felt bad. Tekla, as of right now, Tekla is not in that women's title match because she damn sure deserves to be in a prominent match at All In. I have no idea what her match will be now. I'm not exactly excited for a triple threat. But Tekla deserves something because she, again, like Tony Storm getting out of here for whatever reason is something I don't even think AEW expected. And the same thing for Mercedes Moné taking a long break. So it's like, we're kind of stuck. We have no top women's person where we can build a division around. And because this is what happens when you take your eye off the ball and don't build multiple people and only focus on one or two, this is what happens. And thankfully, Tekla rose out of the concrete and became the champion that she became. So now we know we have another woman that we can rely on, and hopefully also build the division around, because I need Tekla to be one of the top pillars in the women's division until she doesn't want to be in AEW anymore, because hot damn. But again, Willow, I feel like I've been waiting forever. Like, oh my gosh, Willow, man, like she's, you know how Sammy is the last real good guy? No, she is the last good person, like, ever, bro. Like, it's gonna pay me when she eventually turns heel, whenever that happens. But bro, Willow has been the backbone of this freaking company and this women's division. I felt like she should have got this long ago. Like, long ago. I don't know why it's taking her this long to get this freaking title. And now, again, Willow, who is a pure babyface inside and outside the ring, who you never hear her complain, you never hear her bitch and moan and about booking or whatever. Like, she just does her job head first, and she gives it her all. Like, oh my gosh, she deserves this so much. I'm actually relieved that we didn't have to wait till All In for this to happen. Like, do it now. Just like with Darby Allin, just like with Kenny Omega. You know, that's the one thing I love about AEW is the unpredictability. The unpredictability. Like, that's what's been missing in wrestling for a while now. Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, and things of that nature have kind of ruined the wrestling mind, because everybody now thinks you have to have a long title reign. Or the Cody Rhodes finish a storyline. Kind of together, they have kind of ruined wrestling, because it makes you think you have to wait forever to pay off a story. You don't have to do that. It capitalize on momentum, capitalize on these talents. Don't waste their peak in order to pay off something that might never happen. So thank God, I'm so happy. This might be my favorite win since Cody. I thought Willow was going to win, but I wasn't sure. And Willow and Tekla had a very good match. It was kind of, to be completely honest, The ending was kind of out of nowhere, and I didn't love it. But at the same time, it's like, F it, I don't care. As long as she won, that's all that matters. So, as of right now, it's Willow versus Mercedes at All In for the Women's AEW Championship. Wow, what a full circle moment we're going to have. Willow is a champion. I think, I forget, was it the TBS Championship? Yes, it was. When Mercedes first got here 2 years ago, Willow was a TBS champion, and Mercedes came in first night and won the title off of Willow. So now you have that 2-year story arc of now Willow is your women's world champion, and Mercedes still has yet to win that one title. She's won every other title. She's won every other belt, even in other promotions. But this is the title that has eluded her. And with it being this way, instead of Mercedes as champion and Willow as challenger, it actually makes it way more unpredictable, because you can argue Willow retaining at All In because she just won it. But you can also argue, would you actually have Mercedes basically lose at their WrestleMania 2 years in a row? At the same time, I've been complaining that I've not been understanding what they've been doing with Mercedes as a character, because I thought when she lost all her belts, she was going to eventually figure out that she needs to find peace within and become a better person in order to win the title, but they've done none of that. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, you can get her, you can have her win at All In, but I think it's a way better story if she loses. And I think, how about if you pair New Day with Mercedes? Whatever their team is going to be if they come to AEW. I really hope Kofi and Austin Creed come to AEW. What if New Day, or whatever their name is going to be, comes to AEW and they're the ones that pour into Mercedes to get her to finally get over that hump? I think that needs to be the story. But yeah, as of right now, I don't see Mercedes winning an All In. However, it still is a possibility, because Mercedes is still right now the biggest women, one of the biggest names in all of AEW and in wrestling. So I can see a scenario where somehow she wins by cheating or something like that, and even, who knows? But again, I love it because it's unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen. But again, I'm so happy for Willow. I'm intrigued to see the story to tell between Willow and Mercedes at All In. Again, it's like, bruh. Also, shout out to Maya World. Again, this is why, as much as I've been giving Tony crap over the past couple of years, this is where him and the other guys differ. Because if this was the other company, Maya World would not have won a title till like maybe a year from now. And I know a lot of people that were disappointed Maya World did not win the Forbidden Door Owen. Didn't win at Forbidden Door and win the Owen. But I'm like, wait, hold on, that is too early. Okay, I understand she has momentum and she did a great job, but whoa, that's too early. My only complaint is, also let me shout out Sheeta. She did a great job. I think they did a very solid job in terms of the match. I feel like working the leg was kind of like, okay, we kind of going a little old school there. It didn't really impact the finish, really. So I'm kind of like, But shout out to Maya World winning the TBS Championship, capitalizing on the momentum, because I do feel like her momentum kind of slowed down since Forbidden Door. So I'm like, ugh. And I hear Brian Alvarez in the back of my head, because he complained about this. It's like, man, I don't understand wrestling promoters not capitalizing on momentum. Like, what's so hard about that? So I'm glad that they gave Maya World this. However, I wish we would have given Athena the TBS Championship, then did this. Because Maya World beating Athena for the TBS Championship means way more, because the storyline between Maya and Sheeta is not there. It just isn't. So I think by having Athena be the TBS champion, finally give her an AEW title, and then doing this, and maybe you have Athena cheat Maya World and cheat to retain, and then you build up to the final match and All In. But yeah, I still feel away Athena is not on these prominent cards. I do not understand it. What does she have to do to get on these cards? And again, there's no disrespect to Sheeta at all. It just, I feel like the story is with Athena. That's the story with Maya. That's who she should have beaten to become champion. That's just me. I'm still super happy for Maya. Again, I just peeped her maybe a year ago. I'm like, okay, let's see what she does. And within a span of 2 months, from tragedy to triumph, like still to this day, I don't understand how she's doing what she's doing as someone who's had to go through grief and losing someone. Like she's balling out right now. And it's her birthday. Happy birthday. Like, shout out to that. Young Bucks versus Cage and Cope. Hopefully it's a ladder match because I have no desire to see Cage and Cope in a tag match at this point. Clearly they're doing the kind of same format of someone gets taken out and the other guy has to fight off both guys. Like, I think we need to just make this a TLC match, ladder match, and Young Bucks win those titles off of Cope and Cage, and Cope and Cage pass the torch, even though Young Bucks don't need it at this point. They're damn near about to retire, I would think, at this point as well. Young Bucks beat the Death Riders. Young Bucks versus Edge and Christian, or Cope and Cage, whatever you want to call them, as Cope and Cage also beats the Death Riders. So Death Riders is not having a good night tonight, as they lost both their tag matches. But yeah, Young Bucks versus Cage and Cope. Hopefully it's a ladder match because I have no desire to see Cage and Cope in a tag match at this point. Clearly they're doing the kind of same format. Young Bucks win and New Day come in. Probably that's what they're going to do. But yeah, let's get to, Chris Jericho real quick. I think for a lot of us rolled our eyes when we saw the Painmaker come back. I'm like, Jericho, we do love you. I know it feels like we don't anymore. We do love you. It's just we're ready for you to go. Like, we don't. A lot of us still have great memories of you as a wrestler, and over time, year after year, that is dwindling. But with that being said, Jericho and Ciampa had a great match. Physical match, a balls to the wall, no holds barred match, to where multiple times I'm like, why are you doing this? 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 Again, I don't know why he's winning, but the match was so good that I'm willing to overlook him winning, even though I feel like he should not have won. Kevin Knight and Kenny Omega had a great match. The only problem is I could not care less because we all knew Kevin Knight is not winning. So what is the point? This could have been a dynamite match. Kevin Knight is freaking... It's almost like Omega was looking in the mirror. It's like Kevin Knight was doing stuff in that ring. I'm like, holy shit. But let's get to the end of this match, which is what I want to talk about because I have so many conflicting thoughts. The ending thing that Mox told OSPREAY in their little backstage interview. Mox told OSPREAY, you got to watch your back, bro. Like, you can't... You got to... stay on your pivot, like keep your head on a swivel, because this is about reaching the mountaintop, and right now all we've done, it seems like you're going back down to the mountain. Like, I don't understand. So we get to the end where Moxley told OSPREAY, you know what, if you're not going to do what needs to be done, I will, which we all knew that meant that the Death Riders were going to eventually turn up and beat up on Omega. Death Riders come out, beat up on Omega, and out comes Mox, and they bring out the chair to smash Omega's head in. OSPREAY comes in, and this is where a lot of us are like, what is going to happen? Is OSPREAY going to fend off the Death Riders? Is OSPREAY going to turn on Omega? But it's like, there's no way they're going to have OSPREAY turn heel when he's going to win the title in London. That wouldn't make sense. And then part of my brain was like, oh no, they're going to have Omega join the Death Riders. And part of my brain, I was like, oh no, because Mox said, watch your back. And because Omega was down for so long, I'm like, I don't understand, like, why you're down so long. It's like, I'm not understanding. Mox brings out the brings out the plastic bag, and Omega is still down and out for the count. And OSPREAY is giving a decision. What are you going to do? Are you going to take him out with the plastic bag? Or what are you going to do? Mox is literally telling him, like, dog, you got to do it now. And OSPREAY's like, no, I'm not going to do it. He tears up the plastic bag, hits Mox with a forearm, and he no longer appears to be with the Death Riders. He fends off the Death Riders. The Death Riders leave, and both Will and Omega is posing. I'm like, something's got to happen here. Like, there's no way we're ending this pay-per-view with both of y'all just shaking hands and smiling and kissing each other, which we're going to get to that in a second because, okay. And so they both pose, and then Omega is like in one corner. Ospreay's in another corner. He goes up to the one turnbuckle. I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. Boom. Omega hits a one-winged angel on Ospreay. And by the way, the Bucks came out to help out Omega. And we're like, oh, well, here we go. And I think a lot of people might have thought it was a heel turn. As soon as I saw it, I was like, it's not a heel turn. He looked at the plastic bag and he's like, oh, were you going to try? Like, it's almost like he's almost offended. I think he's almost more offended that Ospreay did not try to put the plastic bag on him. But clearly he knows that the Death Riders were going to try to do to him what they did to Bryan Danielson. And so I think part of his psyche is he just doesn't trust Will, because he still is unsure with his affiliation with the Death Riders, and because he was out during that whole hoopla between Ospreay and Mox, he doesn't know that Ospreay basically chose him over the Death Riders. So it is intriguing. Even the Bucks came out, and you thought, oh, I don't think they're not going to beat up Ospreay, are they? It's like, no, the Bucks was almost like, what did we do? Like, they were kind of confused themselves. And plus, it's in Canada, so they're not going to boo Omega for hitting Ospreay. So it's kind of like the crowd didn't know what to do. The Young Bucks didn't know what to do. The fans didn't know what to do. It's kind of like, what do we do here? So this is where I have to rant a little bit. I'm so sick and tired of baby faces that how do I explain this? It's more of a WWE thing. I'm so sick and tired of baby faces that are weak. Like, I can't stand it. I can't stand, like, what WWE has done to Cody. Like, it's like, I'm just so tired of weak baby faces. Like, I didn't know what I wanted Ospreay to do, but I wanted him to do something. And I understand, again, that you don't want to turn him heel because it's going to be in London, and obviously, I would think he's going to win the title in London. So you're not going to turn him heel. At the same time, it's like, it's Omega. You're not going to turn him heel in Canada. So you're kind of in a crossroads to where do we go from here? Again, the Death Riders are now... Here's where I also was going to talk about. I don't understand why we didn't just do Moxley versus Omega in the main event here. Because if you had done Moxley versus Omega, everybody would have been like, I don't know who wins. Because you easily can make the case that Mox beats Omega, and now it's teacher versus student. Ospreay has to beat Mox. But also, you can see a scenario where Omega retains, and we finally end that rivalry between Mox and Omega that's been going down since Full Gear 2019. And the last time I checked, Mox beat Omega in a steel cage back in 2023. So, like, Mox has the one up on Omega as of the past. So, it's like, that should have been the main event. That should have been the match. Because now with Omega being Mox, and then you still have the Death Riders coming in, which makes more sense for them to beat up on Omega, and then it's like, whose side will be on? I feel like that would have been a way more intriguing story to tell. But yeah, I don't. I'm going to definitely have it play out, but I'm just worried in regards to what they have done with Ospreay, because it's feeling very Cody Rhodes-ish, to where he's becoming a doormat, and I don't like that. I don't like the idea of Ospreay just being so, oh gosh, I hope we have a great match at WrestleMania. Yeah. Like, I don't like that. Like, I want Ospreay to have an edge to him, and that's why the Death Riders were pivotal. So now, clearly, I don't think he's with the Death Riders anymore. Omega is like, F you. So it kind of leaves Ospreay kind of to be, I don't know, like it's in a weird space right now. I'm just really hoping that they're able to continue to build tension between Ospreay and Omega without making Ospreay look weak. Because again, even last week, was it last week? Or was the week before last week when they did that whole celebration with Kenny Omega won the title? It had to be the week before last. And I don't like how happy Ospreay was. Like I don't know. It just feels weird. Like I don't need everyone. Everyone's not going to be Rock and Austin. I think there's a reason why we all love Rock and Austin, because no matter what, they always wanted to be the best and they hated each other. At least that's what they told us in kayfabe, that they respected each other, but they still hated each other because they wanted to be number one. And everyone since have been trying to recreate that, and I feel like everyone has failed. And now Punk and Cody, they did have it, but they lost it, and now I don't feel that anymore. Roman and Seth, whoever you want to say, like it doesn't feel like that. And again, it's more of an issue with when you watch WWE and now you're watching what they did with Cody and now you see what they're doing with Ospreay. I'm just like, I'm worried because I need Ospreay to have some type of edge, because I've been watching a couple people stream and it's like, come on, Ospreay. I don't know. It just, like, I don't need anybody to turn heel. I don't need anybody to, I'm worried, bro. Because I don't know what story do you tell now with Ospreay. Because how do you tell the story of him having a killer instinct? Like, what does he do? Like, he's either got to take Mox's head off or he got to take Omega's head off. And I just don't know what you do there. So I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm just kind of annoyed. Like, I miss badass baby faces. Like, everyone's just so happy to be here. Everyone's just so gung-ho. I'm like, where are the badass baby faces? Like, where are they? Like, I miss that. I don't know, maybe I'm old, yelling at the sun, I don't know, but I kind of miss that. But even with that being said, I am intrigued to see what happens now between Omega and Ospreay. And at least they're doing this a month out, unlike the other company. So we now have time to build upon this interaction that happened at the end with Ospreay getting that one-winged angels. So let's see what they do from here. Again, Redemption in terms of match quality was great. In terms of people caring, not so much. This could have been, half these matches could have been on Dynamite. Nobody would have blinked. So yeah, I think this is one of the first missteps by Tony in a while. But we're now headed to All In. Hopefully now we build this card to be one of the best, and I do feel like no matter what, it's going to stomp out whatever SummerSlam is going to be. Like, it's not even going to be close. It's not even going to be close. So, but we're going to see. Again, super excited for Willow, super excited for Bio World. I am still super excited for Omega and Ospreay. I am happy that they're not just friends. So now we have tension there, which is great. I just need to see some edge from Ospreay. But aside of that, very solid show. Just could have been booked better, but and not so many goddamn matches. But yeah, let me know how you feel about Redemption. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the things. Welcome to the Hive, bitch. This is Arcade, your hardcore casual fan. If you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.